Okay, cool. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to create post-purchase email flows the right way in Klaviyo and using some other tools. Now, most people do post-purchasing all wrong, in my opinion. So I'm going to share that with you in this video. Should be a short one. So the purpose of your post-purchase flows is, and in no particular order, okay? Increase sales, kill buyer remorse, nurture any new customers, and gather UGC, so user generated content, and reviews. So a lot of the time, people, brands, marketers will approach the thank you as just an opportunity to say cheers, we love you, you're so awesome, thanks, and some other insincere compliment to the customer. And then they'll maybe try and push them towards their Instagram page, and that's kind of it. Missing lots of opportunity. So this is what we do here. We focus on an opportunity to increase sales. We turn it into an opportunity to educate about care of the products, or introducing more about the brand, depending on the kind of brand. And we treat it as an opportunity to build a relationship, fully understanding that just because the customer has bought doesn't mean that the job is over and your marketing is done and happy days. There's so much more that can be done. So the reason most post-purchase flows are trash, not very good, people don't capitalize on buyer intent. We're talking about nearly 30% of people will buy again within 3 hours of having made a purchase. We kind of want to capitalize on that as much as possible. They don't align with the after sales transactional emails. That's another one. You might buy a product and then you get like 5 emails in 20 minutes. And to that point, you're like, I just don't want to receive them, so I'm going to unsubscribe. And you've lost a customer, and it can get a little bit overwhelming, especially if you're selling, a high value product or quite a technical product. Like I said, people treat it as a sale complete, like, oh, I made the sale, cool, happy days. No, we want more sales. We want to turn that buyer into a raving fan, and this is where it begins. And ultimately, they're just boring. So this is a framework that we use almost all of the time. It is dependent on the kind of brand that we work with, and depending on the kind of brand that you are, sometimes this wants to be a little bit different. So that's one caveat that we need to just consider. But the way we'll approach this is a thank you from the founder where possible, and or an opportunity to cross-sell a relevant kind of product, or upsell a relevant product. I'm going to show you a couple of examples shortly. And like I said, nearly 30% of buyers will buy again within 3 hours of their first purchase or their whatever purchase. So let's try and capitalize on that. The second email will be a bit of a reminder, like, hey, do you want more? Like, we've got more. Come and grab something, because this is an optimal time. Like, people are still thinking about your order. They may not have received it by then. This is typically 3 days later. So we would send the first email immediately. This one 3 days later. This one, depending on how long it takes to process the order, because we want to time it around the transactional email. So this is something that you kind of have to, be intuitive about. And then the last one, typically, a week or two after the order, because they've received it, they've got use of it. And again, depends on what it is you're buying. If you're buying like an Apple Watch band, you could get a review quite quick. If somebody's buying a computer, then you might want to give them more time to get the full benefits of it. And that's something just to consider there. So the timeframes are kind of a little bit more flexible. So first one, get that repeat sale. Really, really simple. Confirm the purchase. And what I mean by that is not like, thank you for buying, which most people do. Yeah, it's like, look at this one. Your bag is sorted, but your workout isn't complete without the right accessories. It's like, hey, we know you've just bought a bag from us, because this brand, Built for Athletes, sells some of the coolest gym bags. This is targeted to people who just bought a bag. So, hey, your bag's sorted, but your workout isn't complete without the right accessories. Offer a relevant cross-sell. Here we are. You might want a bottle, or you might want, an inner bag for your shoes, so it doesn't smell inside your bag with dirty shoes, especially if you're into like high rocks or cross-country running or, something like that. And make it easy to buy again. So put some of your best sellers in here, your most sold products that are not your main product, for example. And that's a cross-sell opportunity. I'm going to show you an image in a minute of the other way around if people have bought a product and we want to sell the bag. But like, make it really, really easy. It doesn't have to be over the top. We don't have to do this. Thank you so much for your custom. We love you so much. It's insincere at this point, because almost everybody sends the email, and it just, if everybody's doing it, then do something different. So this is something different. Second one, this like, hey, do you want more? So this is like a couple of days later or 3 days later. very similar to the first one. Yeah, you're just sending a relevant reminder of the cross sell or the upsell opportunities, and you're making it easy to choose again. Really straightforward. So this one goes out to people who may have bought one of the main products, and we're trying to kind of like push an upgrade on a bag, but also targeting somebody, who has bought one of these bags or never bought one of these bags and then has bought an accessory. So if they bought a water bottle or something else, we're targeting these people here to say, hey, maybe you want to look at one of our really cool bags, the Pro Series or one of the Hero backpacks, for example. So relevant reminder again, they've already received an email before this. It's like, hey, our bags are designed to stand the test of time, setting us apart from imitators. So really pushing, this is an important one for this brand, because if you know anything about, gym bags, you could buy something that looks like this on Amazon and it would be like a tenth of the price, but it's going to be poor quality. It isn't going to last very long. These guys have built something that like is solid. Yeah. So for a reliable bag, you only have to buy once, buy with build for athletes. Boom. Really straightforward, to the point. And then making it easy, like, hey, here's our Hero backpack and here's our, 25-litre gym backpack, Pro Series one. And then under here, just not enough space to get the full range of it. There's a couple more options. That's it for the second email. It doesn't have to be, over the top again. And you'll see at this point, but it's still not like pandering and like, oh, we're so grateful that you bought, you're the best, right? It's different. It's like, hey, like you might want this, let's buy it. That's email 2. And then email 3 is more of the aftercare. So this is all about killing buyer remorse, getting people excited. And this depends again on the kind of product that you're buying. It's about sharing those aftercare instructions, and then it's leaving the option open, to buy some more if people want to. You'll see on here, like, we're not pushing another product at this point. Like we've already given some options 2 emails ago. This times really nicely with the bag should be on its way. And again, this is just for people who have bought the bag. So we target people based on this. And then if people are buying other products, they'll get another email, or they just won't get this email. If they're buying a water bottle, people don't need to be told like how to take care of a water bottle, right? And we've kept it quite straightforward. It's like, congrats, you've just leveled up your gear. Thanks for your purchase. You made the right choice. Our gear is designed with the highest quality. Blah blah blah. Like we're reinforcing why people are buying it. So people are like, yeah, I have made the right choice. I have bought something that is going to last. I'm really excited to get it. Can't wait to use it. Can't wait to put all my gear in it, etc., etc. And it's like, hey, how to care for your new kit. Really straightforward. Like, hey, use a damp cloth. Store in a cool, dry place. Like, it might seem really simple, but like this helps people recognize. And we've done some data on this to see the kind of questions that people are asking when they bought products. So we're able to understand like the really simple questions people are asking. Like, don't just guess on this. Do a couple of custom surveys about the after purchase experience, and be like, hey, what were your biggest concerns when you bought your product? And then maintenance, like zippers, I wanted to make sure that there was no wear and tear on them. How do I know to take care of them? It's like, just keep an eye on them. They will last. They're solid. You get the idea. And that's it. Like, this is the 3rd email in. You're kind of like generating more of that journey now. You're showcasing how to look after the product, how to get use of it. Now, if it's a how to get use of, like, link it to a video on an embedded video on the website, for example, for your store, and like say, hey, this is how you get the best use of this new computer or this new iPad or this new thing. It's like, hey, here's, then you unbox it and you use it and like take people on that experience. It kind of builds the excitement, and that buyer remorse is then gone. Then very last one. So this is all about how to collect reviews and or UGC. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about YotPo here, because I think they're far better than Klaviyo for what they're doing. They're putting a lot of energy into building out a really cool review process, which I'm going to talk a little bit about now, and also the sort of UGC collection as well. So first thing, make it easy to capture reviews, and make it easy to capture UGC. So when we look at YotPo, like, they have a kind of multi-channel like SMS and email, a bit like how Klaviyo will do. But it looks nice, yeah. Like, here's the image. We want to hear your feedback. People can click 5 stars, but things submit, boom, done. Or in the text, they can click it and they can go across to this website for a review, or take them to where they want to go. Make it really easy for people to do that within the email where possible, or make it at least appear like it's going to be done within the email, so people do it and then they come through to the end. For UGC submission, like, incentivize it where possible. Like, I would love to see your bag in use. Leave a review for 10% off your next purchase. Like, people are gonna, well, like they've done it, leave a review for this product and earn a 10% discount. So you could do this for UGC, where it's like, leave a video, for the chance for a full refund if we post it on our socials, for the chance to get featured, or leave an image so we can share it on our socials and get a percentage off your next order from there. You're incentivizing that from there because like people don't like to get somebody to take a picture of an item in use, like it takes energy, and to get them to do a video, like that takes time as well. So like not many people are going to do that just because you ask them. So like give them the opportunity by saying, hey, if you leave this video and we post it, one, you'll get featured on our site, which is awesome. So Built for Athletes could do that and get athletes on there, which is a big win. And then secondly, like it just makes sense to just do it. And then last one, display reviews and UGC the smart way. So what I really like about what YotPo are doing, they have AI review summaries now. So when you're looking at a product, is it like when you go onto Amazon and you look at a product and it's like people tend to say this about this product? That's what's really cool about this. So for this skincare brand here, it's like customers with sensitive skin mentioned that the serum worked well for them. Texture, blah, 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 looks, not as good. And people can see and they're like, okay, sweet. Like they get an easier look at the important reviews rather than the old way is like you have to click on reviews and you have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and keep going until you find like 15 reviews and then you get to like guess whether you think it's going to be a good purchase and then you decide to purchase and then you're like, okay, it was okay. Whereas here, it just makes it easy. It's like, well, customers just like you said this. Awesome. Makes it really easy. So that's it. And this is an important part of the process when you're doing your post-purchasing because like you're capturing somebody at the point where they've just spent money on your brand, maybe for the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. They're trusting in you to deliver a product that solves a problem. Their allegiance to you is growing. So like capture them at this opportunity to share their journey because it's good for acquisition, right? And that's where it's like it's good for the acquisition side of things because it gets people like you can turn these into ads. You get the idea. You can turn them into ads. You can acquire new customers that look just like the person who has bought your product. Like this is an opportunity to really drive this. So don't sleep on this one is my point. And some final thoughts, just so we kind of clarify a few bits. Yeah. Don't just rely on Klaviyo for, arguably one of the most important flows. Yeah, look towards softwares like YotPo. YotPo is really cool. They're doing some great work. I've been talking to one of their partner managers recently and just kind of really digging into some of the stuff they do. And honestly, Klaviyo are asleep on this kind of stuff. So I would want to be moving all of our partners across to use this as soon as practical. And then make sure not to overwhelm buyers with too many emails. So you kind of need to carry out some test purchases on your site and just kind of see like how many emails you're getting because Shopify will send the typical sort of we've received your order. And then depending on your carrier, you might get we received your product. Your product is in our warehouse. Your product is in our van. Your product is on the way out. Your product got lost. So when you're sending all these emails and all these other ones, like it needs to be timed right. So this is a little bit of an art where you kind of need to just play around with it to make sure you do it right because you can't unfortunately integrate everything into one like the transactionals and the marketing. You kind of can't integrate them. Well, it's not you can't integrate them at this point in an effective manner. And then just because a customer has paid doesn't mean that your job is done. That's a really important one, right? Like it's time to nurture them and push them towards buying again and to telling people about your product. It's time to turn them from like you've gone from stranger to customer, getting them from customer to raving fan. Like this is the start of that process. Yeah, and it's the perfect time to make more sales, gather reviews, UGC, and create more customers. So use it as that opportunity to do that. Really, really straightforward. I wanted to keep this video as short as possible and as kind of open-ended as possible because there is a lot of considerations to have. Like you need to be a bit intuitive about how you're going to handle things as a brand. But this framework hopefully will give you a little bit of an idea around how to approach this. And then final one, if you are a brand owner doing over 50, almost said 500, 50K a month in sales and you want to turn your email into a profit center, book a call with me at the link below. And just for giving me your time on that call, I will create you a fully custom email roadmap for the next 90 days just for showing up. That's it. I hope that helps. See you on the next one.